Hi, and welcome back to my top
7
list of 2015. Now we're on to the best movies of 2015, and if you've been with my channel since 2014, you know that I like to do two lists for these. One for live action and one for animated. Mainly because I have a preference for animated movies, so it wouldn't really be that fair to live action movies, but also because they are sort of different mediums. But in 2015, surprisingly, there were a ton of live action movies that I actually did really like. And I went to go see more than I did in 2014. So before we get started, I want to give an honorable mention to one movie, and that's to Jurassic World. I love the Jurassic Park franchise, but I know not all the movies are that great. Other than the first one. It's like my favorite movie ever. But seeing Jurassic World in a theater and then seeing it in IMAX was quite an experience, especially seeing it the first time with my friend Saber, since we had never gone to the movies together and that was the first time we'd done that. But I realize it does have faults and it's not anywhere near being the best movie of 2015. So to start off my list, for number 7, I had quite a hard choice. It was either going to be Bridge of Spies or Creed. Bridge of Spies because it's a very enthralling political thriller directed by Steven Spielberg, and Creed because it's one of the best revivals of a franchise to come out of 2015. But when it came down to it, I had to give my number 7 spot to Creed. Not only because it revived a franchise, but also because of how well directed it is. And it actually ended up being one of my most fun audience experiences of the year. People were really into that movie. At number 6, I have The Revenant. Now, despite The Revenant's long length, it ended up being a really engaging film. And I really love the way it looks. The landscapes in it look amazing, especially the forests. And Leonardo DiCaprio does give a very good performance. He might actually get the Oscar this time. At number 5, I have Ex Machina. Now, I love artificial intelligence. It's one of my favorite genres of sci-fi, and one of my favorite fields of technology. I used to look up on it all the time, but this movie feels very personal because it's in like a closed space. And I really love Oscar Isaac's character. He's really great. And both Oscar Isaac and Domhnall Gleeson, who are in this movie, also have roles in the movie I have placed at number 4. And that's Star Wars The Force Awakens. Like Creed and Jurassic World, Star Wars The Force Awakens was a really great audience experience. And this Star Wars is the one that we've been waiting for quite a long time, because everybody wanted to know what happened after Episode 6. And while it is very similar to A New Hope, it's still nice to see the franchise return to its roots. And plus it has a great marriage between practical effects and CG. Number 3 is The Martian. Now, with a lot of these sci-fi adventure movies that we've had over the past few years, something has always kind of gone wrong and has gone a little bit depressing. And while things do go wrong in The Martian, it's mostly a feel-good movie. And to have a feel-good sci-fi adventure feels good. You really want to root for Matt Damon's character, and the conclusion of the movie is so satisfying. Now at number 2, I have The Hateful Eight. Every time I watch a Quentin Tarantino movie, I'm never really disappointed. There's only one Quentin Tarantino movie I haven't seen, and that's the one that people say is his worst. But this movie is nowhere near that. Like I said with Ex Machina, this movie feels very personal, mainly because it's in one setting and you get to see these characters interact with each other, and there's a ton of dialogue, as always with Quentin Tarantino movies. But the dialogue is so good. And of course there is some over-the-top violence, which really only happens near the end of the movie, but it's such a ride of tension getting there. Now my number 1 live-action film of 2015 is a lot of people's number 1, and that is Mad Max Fury Road. 2015 saw a lot of franchise revivals, but I think this movie probably did it in the best way possible. George Miller created one masterpiece of a film. Its visual storytelling is really what makes this movie. And plus all the costumes and practical effects are really great. And like with Star Wars, it has an excellent marriage with CG. And as I said in my review of this, whoever was the colorist for this movie did an excellent job. With so many movies nowadays having subdued colors, this is a breath of fresh air, because everything just pops. For a while, I didn't really think I liked Mad Max Fury Road as much as other people, but then when looking back at it and rewatching it recently, I was thinking, wow, that really was one great thrill ride of a movie. And the great thing about it is that nobody expected it. When I saw the trailer for it, I was like, oh great, another franchise reboot. But it ended up being the best franchise reboot of the year, and will probably go down as one of the best of this decade. So those are my favorite live-action movies of 2015. What are yours? Tell me down in the comments, and next time we'll have my final list with my favorite animated movies of 2015. See you then. Bye. Hey guys, thank you for watching, and thank you to all of my patrons for this month. Your pledges really help a lot, so thank you. And if you want to become a patron, click the annotation. And if you want to see more top 7 lists, click the playlist. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And again, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.